Hey guys, Bad Science here, and today I'm doing today is another podcast, and it is on Emerald and Neo today. And today I'm joined by Jay. Oh, and Summer just joined the chat. And Summer, you can join in the
Hello again,
voice
YouTube.
chat if you want.
How's it going?
I literally just started the podcast, and someone else has joined in. Well, you can join in after you finish or something like that, Summer. But before we start talking about Emerald and Neo, I want to do my the character sheet that I have here made up. So I have, for race, I got faunas, a cat faunus to be exact, and I have the tail. I don't have much of a problem with that. Kingdom of Birth, I got Mistral looks. I have white hair and blue eyes. The school I went to is Signal Academy, the same school as Pyrrha. My semblance is paralysis inducement. So basically, I can paralyze anyone.
Please don't paralyze me.
Oh, don't worry, I will.
No?
Yeah. Thing is, you still could probably talk or something like that.
I have a headset. If I still use it, I'll be able to use it.
It just paralyzes you, and you can just listen to music while you're paralyzed. That would actually help me sleep, in fact. Just sleep like a freaking log. And my weapon seems to go along with paralysis as well, because I got a scythe combined with a stun gun.
No! Stay away from me!
I'm all about the paralyzing. Oh my god. My character is just fully
literally your
focused
whole
on
entire
paralyzing
semblance
people.
is paralyzing?
Paralysis inducement, yeah.
Alright. How long will it last?
Oof. Like 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
I don't want to do.
What if there's a gigantic monster coming after you, and you've got the time for 5 minutes to let that monster be paralyzed?
See, the thing is, I'm trying to not give it a big time frame, because that is a problem with it. Like, probably like the smallest frame of time that would be appropriate would be like a minute. Just paralyze a person for a whole minute and just basically beat them up. For the fact if I'm a team or / leader, I got no. Just no. Alignment, neutral evil. I'm not a good character, I guess.
Oh.
Oh, and for the last category, which is like you choose between 4, which is crush, friend, rival, or enemy, I have Marcus Black. He's dead.
Oh my god.
And I'll just pick enemy because he's not a really good character. But he got killed by his own son anyway, so what's the point? Oh my goodness. Anyways, let's get on with talking about Emerald and Neo.
Yeah.
They both have
So-
really similar semblances for off the bat.
Hallucinations.
Yeah, hallucinations or physical illusions, both very similar when you get into the science of it. But first, I want to ask your opinions of Neo.
My opinion.
Your opinion of Neo, first
Neo.
of all.
Okay. Well, my opinion of Neo is like, I already know that Neo is like silent. She's.
Yeah, she's
You may think she's
like she rarely has like a line. She doesn't have any sentences, only sounds.
yeah.
But yeah, she, for someone that doesn't really talk that much, she is a really good character.
Oh yes.
Like, there are some moments where it's like, she's not the best in the scene, but she still does well. Remember the moment where they were when Neo and Roman were just smacking Ruby around on the airship?
Oh my god.
Just whack, whack, whack.
It's like they're playing. It's like they're playing tennis. You know where you like.
I
hit the ball when
actually
it comes at you?
I wrote a sin in my sins list on that. I don't know what you just said. Ruby tennis. Totally messed up, but there's also the fact that they kick her right to her weapon as well, which is stupid.
Oh wow.
They just kick Ruby
I mean,
right to
Ruby
Crescent
on Volume
Rose,
3.
and it's just like, yeah, that was super smart.
Yeah, and when in Volume 3, when they're on the airship, Ruby was on the ledge, and and Neil's about to end it, and then Ruby just clicked on the button on Neil's umbrella. Then she became Mary.
She just became Mary fucking Poppins. He's just like, bye! Have a nice flight. We'll see you later if you ever survive the drop. Oh my gosh. I had a recent poll between Crow and Neo, and Crow won.
Oh.
And basically what I did to kill Neo off is dropped her off the Amity Arena.
Wow.
Just casual drop off.
Oh yeah, speaking of, we were talking about Neil, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, let's talk about how she's gonna be in cross-site battle. And the people who don't know RWBY, not RWBY, Blaze Blue cross-site battle. To the people who don't know it, it's basically a fighting game, but you get to fight with two people. It's literally like your everyday fighting game. Instead it includes a tag mode where you can play as two characters and fight with each other.
Mm-hmm. I did not know that either, so
Yeah.
I love
actually have it.
I love the joke of like that tweet that was sent out of like Neo is like gonna have some lines, even though it's just like sounds. Just imagine being the voice actor for Neo, though. It is funny because you literally don't have any lines, you make a few sounds, and you get paid big for it. Easiest money ever. Wow. It's just like, yeah, I did the sounds, pay me. What about her Neo's weapon, her umbrella? It's actually a parasol. I think the official name of her umbrella is, or like, well, no, I mean like the type of umbrella. I don't know what her weapon name, the weapon name is. But yeah, her weapon is somewhat useful in like close combat and all that.
Yeah.
But like, as we explained earlier, it's also used against her to send her off the airship. And that's why you never have an umbrella really high up in the air, apparently. Because you could literally just get sucked off the airship that you're on and just fall gently to the ground. How did Neo actually get Roman's hat? Actually, just thinking about it now, because he literally got eaten head first by a Nevermore.
Yeah. Wait, Roman got consumed by the Nevermore.
Yeah, but how did Neo get his hat? Like, did we see his hat
That's
just
a good question.
fall off his head before he was eaten, or because I think he got eaten hat and all. You gotta love the irony of what he was saying right when he got eaten.
Lie, steal, cheat, and survive.
I think he was like halfway through survive when he got eaten.
Let's just like.
But yeah, I wonder if Neo actually killed the same Nevermore that ate Roman, and that's how she got his hat. Or
Yeah,
other things.
that.
Other things.
Oh. Uh-oh.
They are gonna be wearing a hat from the poop of the Nevermore.
Oh no! Oh my god!
Hey, it's either poop or guts.
Mention that.
Hey, it's either poop or guts, because that's the only way she can get the hat.
I bet when people find out about this, they're gonna get grossed out.
Well, it's the only way that it works, unless Grimm just don't need to do their business.
Oh.
That's actually a good question. No one's asked. Do Grimm poop?
Ever again?
Do Grimm poop? That's like the one question no one's ever asked.
Stop! Stop!
Am I grossing you out?
Hey, we don't want the podcast getting algorithm by YouTube, do we? I don't think so.
Hey, I can talk about poop as much as I want. I won't get flagged for it. It's not... Poop is, like, not the worst thing. There are way worse things to get flagged for. But it's a good point that I brought up there.
Yeah.
It's gross, but how else would she get the hat?
I was gonna say that, but I thought it might be rude.
How else would she get the dang hat?
probably just washed it.
Yeah. Of course she washed it. She probably washed
at your
it
local
like
fresh pond or your local laundry. Yeah,
yeah.
like
You gotta wash the blood out.
oh please.
Or the poo.
Oh God, please don't.
Oh my goodness. Okay. And with that point, let's talk about Emerald and her character. It's a bit less. It's less gross with her.
Oh my God.
Uh, I sort of like Emerald's character. Oh, hey, Mythic. By the way, this is being recorded for YouTube.
Hey, Mythic!
Hey there. Oh, it's being recorded?
Yeah, podcast is on right now.
Yep.
You okay with being recorded?
Okay. Well, I'm okay, but I was just going to pop in really quick because I am literally about to jump into work in a couple of minutes. The only reason I'm on is because I'm going to be late anyway, so I was like, I might as well enjoy something, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just talked about
Okay, so
Neo.
today is... well, I know that she's a hot tamale, but besides that...
Nah, you missed something gross that we talked about. Roman's hat and how she would have got it.
Oh.
Yeah.
She could have just, stolen, or she could have just stolen one.
Yeah, there is that. But
I mean, it's not too impossible for someone like her.
Yeah, but you missed what was said earlier. If she had have killed it, she would have either got it from the guts of it, even though they mostly just disappear anyway.
Well, I mean, didn't Ruby or someone kill the griffin that swallowed him in the first place?
Oh, it was a griffin? I thought it was a Nevermore.
No, it was definitely a griffin.
Oh.
It was a quadruped, so it had 4 legs, and so I definitely remember that. Nevermore only has the claws, you know?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, we got that wrong then. Yeah.
I haven't even watched that volume in years, and I still remember that.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, I was going to come in and talk about the current RT stuff, but again, this is a podcast, so that's more important, so I'm just going to let you guys do your thing.
Yeah.
Alright.
Okay. You gonna go out, Mythic, or not?
Yeah, I gotta go out because my light just turned green, and I'm gonna basically be heading into work as we speak.
Okay. See ya.
So, take care, guys. Do your homework, yada yada.
Yeah.
Alright.
See ya. Okay. Well, with that interlude, let's get back to Emerald.
Alright. Let's talk about more hallucinations and her...
Well, we haven't talked about the hallucinations yet, because we're saving that for last.
Oh, yeah. Alright, let's see that.
Emerald, her character is somewhat decent, in my opinion. Her character, it has developed, but it feels a bit plain.
Her hairstyle?
Oh, her hairstyle is unique, but her character as a whole is plain.
Oh. Okay.
Like they have given her some nuance recently with Volume 6, and like the whole Cinder and Emerald dynamic since basically the start of the whole thing. But that's all they've really done with her.
Oh.
Like, do you understand what I mean?
Yep.
Like, if they... I want to see them do something with Emerald that's not based around Cinder's story or Salem's story. You got anything to add, Jay, or not?
I think I'm good.
Mm.
So, what else can we talk about here?
There, a very interesting thing about Emerald's character, though, is the heels that she wears. Those things are monsters. Like, how? With Weiss, it's one thing, but Emerald is like takes a whole nother level up.
Oh.
Like, even higher than Cinder. Like, her footwear makes it look like her feet should sort of like collapse or something whenever she tries to walk. With Jay,
Yeah.
you're not bringing much to the table on this one. You don't have much of an opinion on Emerald?
Well, I'm not sure, but I don't like.
There's not much, isn't there?
Yeah, it's not.
Well, let's talk about her choice of weapon, which is like a chain scythe and a gun combined. And it's dual as well. So that is actually a halfway decent weapon. Because it gives her like... It gives her 3 different functions in one. Because she has as a gun version, she has as like the handheld like scything, whatever they're called. And then the chain scythes. One thing that does baffle me a bit is like, how can she have so much chain in the weapon?
So much.
Like,
So much chain in the weapon.
Like when she shoots out she can shoot out the scythes, and they're attached to chains, which are which have to be in the gun themselves. Like, do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
How can she have she has quite a fair bit in there. And I know it's like really small chain, but like it's not the biggest chain out there, but in that case, it would break rather easily. You're still not bringing much to the table with Emerald, Jay.
I mean, there's really, like...
There really is nothing for Emerald, isn't there?
Yeah, there really isn't.
She's basically a character that has that can use mental hallucinations and has a complex with Cinder.
Yeah.
That's her whole character.
So yeah.
there's these Emerald and Neo have more than just than the semblances that are in common. Pictures that people have drawn.
Oh.
I do want to make mention of that because it's like people have drawn some really interesting things with involving Emerald and Cinder and Neo and Roman. At least as far as I've seen, just in like the other chat room. Whenever someone's shown like pictures of Neo as a kid. Like, Neo as a kid is cute.
Oh. Cute and murderous.
Yeah. That's what she always is gonna be, Neo. Cute and murderous. It is rather awkward silence still, isn't it?
Yeah.
Maybe I've used my semblance on you.
Oh my god, your stomach is to make me silent? Is that why?
No, the paralysis, remember?
I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like,
apparently my semblance works for a phone. It's just like, it works through my voice.
oh my god.
All I have to do is just talk and I paralyze people. Or like, just say like a certain phrase to a person and just be like, just paralyze up.
I can't move.
I can't move my body. Like, I've had people in like previous podcasts have like semblances like poison kiss.
Oh god.
That is rather deadly.
Oh no.
Basically, that ends the relationship part of their life.
Oh no.
It's just like, it goes in for a kiss, kills person. Oh.
Don't fall. Don't fall for it. God damn it, I stuttered.
It's just like,
Oh my god.
poison kiss. Ever get a relationship? Can't kiss your partner. It's just like, I would like to kiss you, but if I do, I would kill you.
Oh no. Because that person's gonna do something very terrible.
One of my other OC characters had one that molecular deceleration. It's basically similar. It's similar to time travel, except I don't affect time, just molecules. So I can slow down a person. Like, you know the slowness potion from Minecraft?
Yeah. The what now?
Slowness potion.
Slowness potion?
It's just a potion that slows you down.
The way just play Roblox. Oh.
It's just a potion that slows you down. That's what that semblance was, basically.
Oh no!
And just slow a person down to a crawl. In my research of it, I can actually slow a person down enough that it can kill them.
Oh.
I basically stopped them to death. It's just like, stop moving. It's just like, okay.
Don't move.
Don't move! Otherwise I'll use my semblance to stop you moving and possibly kill you. And it's just like, okay, I'm not gonna move at all. But also, in the positive corner of that, I can actually use it to slow down a person while they're falling through the air.
Oh.
That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, if someone's falling ahead of me and I just want to slow them down so I can get in a fisticuff while falling through the air, I can just use my semblance, slow them down, and just land on them and punch them as much as I want. Anyway, let's talk about semblance of actual characters now. Emerald and Neo, getting back to them.
Alright.
Fine.
We know that Emerald and Neo,
They
can both do hallucinations.
They have a similar semblance of being able to create illusions. Hello.
Hey.
I'm just gonna let you know right now that we're recording a podcast.
So how are you guys doing today?
Yeah, I'm just letting you know I'm recording this for a podcast to upload onto YouTube. Are you okay with me recording? Or not?
I'm completely fine.
Okay. Just have to do that. Otherwise, I'd get in trouble. But yeah, right now in this podcast, we're talking about Emerald and Neo.
Okay. Out of those two, I'll pick Neo.
Well, what's your opinion of them? Because we're at the point of talking about semblances.
Okay. Emerald seems the most confusing. When she fights them. Neo, it's confusing to me on her semblance. But
Yeah.
Emerald seemed the most but I get Neo's more. I mean, not Neo's more. I get Emerald's more, but Neo's no.
Yeah. No, Summer, we are not shipping them. We are just talking about them. You can join in the... Summer.
The semblance I prefer him.
Sorry. Keep going. Keep going, Soundwave.
The Emerald semblance I prefer more.
Yeah, Emerald semblance is rather good. Summer just left.
Their fighting style, I would prefer Neo's. Their fighting style and how she fights.
Yeah. Well, her semblance works well with her fighting style as well.
Yeah.
Especially in close combat.
And with her umbrella,
Yeah. It's rather funny how her umbrella can also be her undoing, like we see in Volume 3. Like, when RWBY presses a button on Neo's umbrella and she flies away like Mary Poppins.
Yeah.
It's just like, bye-bye! Have a nice flight.
I was watching a movie. That's why I was silent. I was watching a movie.
Oh. You're watching a movie at the moment.
That's why, yeah. But I'm on here because I'm bored and I like to multitask.
Well, technically, aren't you always multitasking because you're breathing and talking and all that stuff?
No, that doesn't count.
Well, it should. Basically rendering the term multitask useless.
No, that doesn't count, because technically you're still breathing while you're talking.
Yeah.
Wait, no, that's more. Oh, okay, no. Just for that, I'm sending a meme in to change the subject from that.
Mm.
Take this meme.
Oh my gosh.
I actually want to do that.
The boys. They're all just like, no.
Talk about drama. Boys be like, T-birds. Goes for life.
Oh, the girls' locker room, the boys' locker room meme. Oh my god.
Oh my
I
god.
got another one. Hold up.
Oh no.
Oh, what's over there? If you
Oh my
get
gosh.
it, then you understand.
You're lucky I'm not recording the phone screen for this.
Must be like, PE sucks. Oh yeah.
Boys locker room.
It's a whole war zone.
It's a battle in the boys locker room.
No, wait, no. I should make a one with clone troopers. It's like girls be like, PE sucks, and then like I just show like if you know the Clone Wars episode where it's like the Battle of Amara, I should just show that. Like a picture of the clones fighting in Amara. And it's like a little wait, no, deodorant bomb movie.
I'd like to just take a moment to mention the moment in Volume 3 where Scarlet gets hit in the nuts with a coconut. Yeah. It was a fight between Indigo and Sun, I think it was.
Yeah.
But yeah, Scarlet just takes one in the balls.
I'm like, dang, that's tough. It's pure.
His reaction to that though, it was hilarious. It's just like, oh.
He lost his aura from that.
Yeah. And I made a comment on that when I was writing my sin list. I'm like, good thing to know that getting hit in the nuts equals low aura.
Oh my god.
I want to properly change characters.
There's also the Team Juniper fight from earlier. I don't remember the guy's name, but Nora uses her hammer to hit him.
No, she's the daughter of freaking Reinhardt. What would you suspect?
What? Who?
Okay, you know Reinhardt from Overwatch, right?
No.
Never mind. You won't. Jay, you know?
I don't. I'm sorry.
We are sorry.
We're
We're keeping up on that.
Yes, I know what Overwatch is.
Reinhardt. Yes, and then we were talking about Nora.
Yeah.
And I was saying that Reinhardt's her father.
Oh, because of the hammer.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, okay. But yeah, again, with the hammer though, like, if you watch, like, the Team Juniper fight against, like, I don't remember their first fight. I don't remember the team that they fought. But it had, like, the sniper chick.
Oh, I don't care.
And the guy with the buzzsaws and all that, and The guy with the caliprod. That's the guy I'm trying to think of his name. But her hammer, if you pause at the right moment, it looks like her hammer is right where his dong is.
Oh my god.
It's just like... obviously, she like hits him in the chest, but when you look at the placement of it, it's just like... It's not that much of a surprise if he got hit in the nuts.
Nuts.
Nuts. These nuts.
Oh, come on!
I'm sorry, I had to do it once.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I will never support that.
Anyway, let's get back to Emerald and Neo because we're almost done. But we're going to talk about their semblances at this point. And how they've... Even though they're different, the science is similar. Well,
Oh, he left.
they just left. But yeah, their semblances are similar in science because Neo it's basically hard light holograms that's projected onto glass or something like that, and that's the only way you can create the thing in Volume 2. But then you have like stuff in like the ship in Volume 6, clothes in Volume 3, hair and eyes also in Volume 3. Those are much harder to explain. Especially considering that her clothes can just change whenever she wants. Actually, I just thought of a really good question. Who do you think would win, Emerald or Neo? Because, like, their semblances are very similar. And like, the big difference is, like, probably their size. I think Emerald's bigger than Neo. And their fighting styles. And weapons.
Neo can actually like use like a lot of hallucinations whenever she fights.
Hmm.
And literally, well, I think I'll probably say Neo would win because literally, hallucinations against hallucination. All Emerald has is just
Mental hallucinations.
literally knives. Yeah, and her weapons is literally just knives that turns into like guns, right?
She can also shoot them out as chain scythes. Remember?
Yeah.
The knives on her guns can also be used as scythes. Like mini scythes. Because she uses it in Volume 5 to stop RWBY from doing anything. But yeah, I think Emerald would actually win because with Emerald, she can also technically turn herself invisible through her hallucinations as well.
Oh.
Because remember in the flashback from Volume 3 how we see Emerald as a kid, but that's been created by Emerald herself. and then it's just like and then Amber notices some dust move in the background. That's how she knew Emerald was there.
So
she could basically turn herself and like anyone else invisible because Amber didn't see Cinder, Mercury, or Emerald until she saw the dust move. The moment she saw the dust move, Emerald knew she was found out. And it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna just reveal myself now. So, in that case, they both are pretty much the exact same thing.
Yep.
So, that's why I feel like Emerald would win, because she, with her weapon as well, her weapon allows her to go for long distance, because her chain was so long in Volume 2 that she was able to grab Coco and pull her into the forest.
Oh yeah, the fight against
Coco and Yatsuhashi.
Coco and Yatsuhashi. Wait, Emerald was in the fight. Who was with her? I think it was Mercury. I think.
Yeah, Mercury and Emerald.
Hello. Hi.
Hello.
Hi.
By the way, this is being recorded for YouTube because this is a podcast.
Alright, sorry.
No, you can stay in if you want. It's just I have to legally mention it. Otherwise, I'll get in trouble with YouTube.
It's alright.
Okay. So yeah, today we're just talking about Emerald and Neo and anything else that sort of just comes up as a natural sort of segue off it, and then going back to the track. Oh. Everyone's just leaving because they probably don't want to have their voice recorded. But I can legally say, hey, I can't get in trouble because I asked. But yeah, I say that Emerald would win. Because she has the advantage of long range, and she can wrap Neo up in chains, and she can basically turn herself invisible through her hallucinations. Yeah, Emerald just has the bigger advantage overall.
Emerald is the true goddess. Sorry.
What? What was that?
Emerald's like the true like goddess. Well, not really. She could do like make yourself invincible, get people to drown into hallucinations. She got
there's a lot of semblances at this point. Are going to be less explainable by science and more mystical.
Yeah.
Especially when we talk about Tok and who else? Adam.
Oh. Hey, I was gonna order like an Adam Taurus hoodie.
Nah.
Should I do that?
No. Not with like. I don't like what it says on it. I haven't really seen it though, so. Like, what does it say on it?
Lotus coil?
Yeah, definitely not. That is not appropriate. So yeah, we're probably gonna end this soon because there's not really much else to talk about when it comes to Emerald and Neo.
Yeah.
Like, hello. And the awkward silence will continue. But yeah, so probably gonna end it soon. End this probably now, unless you have anything else to add, Jay. There's not much else, isn't there?
So we talked about the Stormfront things, we talked about the personality, we talked about how Neo's gonna be in a tag team fighting game.
Yeah.
I think she's gonna, the DLC coming with Neo, it's probably gonna include the music as well, include it in her trailer.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually a good thing you mentioned music, because I can bring up the one and only song Neo's had. One Thing. That is actually one of my most favourite songs of Volume 6.
Yeah, that's from Volume 6. Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yeah, it's from the bar fight with Cinder.
Isn't that the fight when Neo fights against Cinder?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
It doesn't even really end with a result. It ends in a draw.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
Like, Neo, fights out... Neo just used disappearance, and then Cinder just throws a fireball and knows that Neo's there. And then when they keep fighting, Neo just used the parasol and smacked Cinder right at the nose.
Unintentionally picking someone's nose.
Oh my god! She's like, whoop, and smack. We're not smack. Right into the nose. Oh my god! And Cinder just had it. She's quitting it and be like, listen to me, god damn it, just listen. I'm not the one that kills your goddamn boss.
It was just.
Leave
actually.
It to Little Red. She's the one that did it.
And that's not even true itself.
Cinder
it was.
Did not know that it was the Griffin.
It was the Griffin that killed. That killed Roman, and
Cinder
then.
Doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Not even Mercury and Emerald.
Yeah. The Griffin killed Roman, and then Ruby killed the Griffin, I think.
Oh.
Because she was the only one on the ship that was still alive.
Oh.
Because remember, we sent Neo on a little Mary Poppins trip.
I'm Mary Poppins, y'all.
But yeah, the fight between Neo and Cinder was a halfway decent one, even if it's just for fan service. I love how they used the window instead of the door. It's just like
to the window, to the walls.
Hey, no singing.
Alright.
That would probably get me copyrighted as well.
Oh, you're probably gonna censor me.
No, I'm not gonna censor you. I'm just saying, no singing. A hot dog with sniper stuff. Best RWBY weapon.
Hey, look! Have a hot dog. Psych! It's a frickin' tank. Or is it a sniper? I don't know.
You know, it'd be funny if Neo could actually
Scorps. Oh, it's called the scope sausage. Oh, scoop sausage.
the
Alright.
scoped sausage. No, but you know, it'd be interesting
No
to
scope.
see if like Neo can like take something
What?
small and turn it to something bigger.
Oh,
Like
the
you.
power to make all weapons bigger, but we can make crescent rows a lot bigger.
Wow. It's just like
It can. The
whoosh.
crescent rose can be so much bigger that it can kill a freaking Ursa.
In one swipe.
Yeah. Sing. Then that. Oh my, gets cut off.
And Cappy spray. It shoots acid disguised as juice. There's one problem with that though. You gotta have a container that can handle acid.
Oh my god. Yeah, juice that becomes acid.
No, it shoots acid disguised as juice. You need to have a container that can hold acid. Good for poisoning too.
Oh, thank you. What's in
Hey,
this
be
Capri
careful!
Sun?
Be careful, fella.
Poison.
I'm gonna have to use my
Oh, no.
my recent OC semblance on you. Paralysis.
Oh,
Par-
did that to me.
paralysis inducement. So I'm gonna have to end the podcast here because we're pretty much at the end now. Like, the main part of the
Alright.
science is just hard light holograms for either side. Fella has been paralyzed. They might not be able to move. I can paralyze through my voice. Anyways, with that, links to my YouTube page and my Twitter page will be down below, along with a link to, for you guys to check out and possibly join in the podcast yourselves. I'm the Mad. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you know when the next video comes out. I'm the Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist out.